am the Irish guy, and I feel woozy. I bet I have someone stuck in my bedroom while I slept and squirted rat poison up my nose. I feel like I've just taken a hot air balloon ride over a volcano filled with poisonous baked potatoes. I feel like I need to lie down. Is it because I've just eaten a bowl of Weetabix out of the neighbor's bin? Is it because I just rubbed a mouse all over my nose? No, it's because Jose Mourinho's jigsaw puzzle at Roma is finally starting to take shape. And my word, it makes me feel funny because this is hands down the greatest transfer window in world football this summer. Go on, tell me I'm wrong. Look me in the eye and tell me that I'm wrong. I promise you, you can't. Romelu Lukaku is about to touch down in Rome, swapping Stamford Bridge for the Stadio Olimpico. All I can say is this. Wow, I'm gonna say this, and you might say that we've got the brains of a goblin, or one of those creepy, dopey dwarves who try to sneak tablets into Snow White's tea, but this is the greatest, most impressive loan signing any club has made in world football in 2023. Lad, people like to talk about Lukaku as if he's a fat Divock Origi. The narrative is that this guy is just some chunky buffoon, just a meme who children like to laugh at on the internet. Children, by the way, were probably still drinking breast milk for lunch when he was scoring 17 goals in a single Premier League season for West Brom. Because he failed at Chelsea, people like to pretend he's just a donkey. Just a Belgian Barney Gumble. Someone who's got feet made of ice cream. But I'm sorry, 2 years ago, he was a £100 million buy. For Roma to be able to borrow him now for just £8 million. Do you know what a sickeningly good deal this is? Do you appreciate what absolute financial genius this is going to be? To put it in context, this summer, Leicester City spent more on Harry Winks. You know, the guy who looks like if James Alcott had a baby with a penguin. This is like someone paying just 30 quid on eBay for one of the Queen's shoes. It is such good business. This is why Roma are winning Serie A and the Europa League this season. And if they don't, I'll do an entire video slagging off Mourinho. And for me, I'd sooner insult my mum. Their transfer window this season. How jealous is every Italian team going to be? It's like when your classmate opens his lunchbox at school. Your mum has just packed you a ham sandwich and a rotten banana. But little Freddy over there, he's got cake, pizza, and half a barbecue. When fit and confident, Lukaku is an absolute goal machine. Listen, last season was an injury-riddled mess at Inter Milan, but he still scored 14 goals in 37 games. And it's not hideous. And even in that supposed failure spell at Stamford Bridge, he still wound up with 15 goals in all competitions. Guess what? Bar one or two freak seasons, that was roughly the standard of Didier Drogba at Chelsea. You know, the king of Stamford Bridge. I know that this will be hard for some Chelsea fans to accept, and I feel like I've just told a 9-year-old that Santa Claus refused to eat his cookies and instead did a poo in his fridge. But yeah, Drogba scored 16, 16, 15, 15, 13, 13, and 7 in 7 of his 9 seasons at Stamford Bridge. There were 3 seasons where he scored 5 Premier League goals or less. 3. Lukaku put up a troubling 8-goal Premier League season for Chelsea. Yes, that was horrible, right? Yeah, Drogba was doing that for Chelsea the year they nearly won the Champions League in 2008. So please stop the narrative that Lukaku is just some chubby teddy bear. He is going to end his career with more goals than Drogba. And the Ivorian is someone that every Chelsea fan would probably gladly let eat their firstborn with a spoon. But it's not just Lukaku that Roma are getting to show off this season. No. Their transfer business, ever since Jose Mourinho took the wheel in 2021, is absolutely saucy. Last summer, I was getting excited about the arrivals of Paulo Dybala, Andrea Bellotti, Nemanja Matic, and Gini Wijnaldum on loan. But this summer, Mourinho has thrown Matic into a French rubbish bin and replaced him with Leandro Paredes, 29-year-old Argentine defensive midfielder who spent his Christmas probably watching The Grinch and eating ice cream of his actual World Cup medal. He was a former fan favourite in his first spell at Roma, and now he's back, snapped up from Juventus for just £2 million. But he's not the only ex-PSG midfielder that Mourinho has gone shopping for. Oh no, he just signed Renato Sanchez on a £1 million loan. Is that a joke? Sanchez, the Portuguese destroyer, who was literally crowned the Golden Boy in 2016. I know he hasn't exactly turned into a world beater after failure at Bayern Munich, and weirdly, Swansea on loan, where he actually played with Tammy Abraham, but he rebuilt his reputation when he helped Lille win the French league. He moved to PSG where he's had his moments, and now he's linking up with Jose. I'm sorry, but this is a 6-year-old boy when Mourinho helped Porto win the Champions League. Don't you tell me that Jose won't have been his childhood idol? If Jose even asked him to make him a cup of tea, Sanchez would probably be so nervous, he'd probably get sick in the kettle. I'm not even done here. For the last 18 months, Eintracht Frankfurt centre-back Evan Ndika was linked with monster moves to Manchester United, Chelsea and Manchester City. It was him, Pau Torres and Jules Koundé, who were literally promised the world as the future blockbuster centre halves. Yeah, Mourinho has just got his hands on him for free. The bloke that was worth £50 million last year. But wait! Oh, there's more! Did I say that right? Should there be more spit? I don't know. I see that meme on Twitter all the time. Usually when Everton lose and I have to chuck more milk on my face. Honestly, for the past 2 weeks, I've just stunk of moldy Rice Krispies. But lads, before Arsenal signed Martin Odegaard, the playmaker they wanted was Jose Mourinho, the Algeria international, who back then was a France international. Yeah, he was on the Lyon hype train before any of us even knew who Lucas Paqueta or Bruno Guimaraes were. And then he did pick up some injuries, and we all seemed to forget about Aouar for a bit, until last summer when Fabrizio Romano reminded us all that he was on the verge of signing for either Nottingham Forest or Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, what? I know we hadn't heard from him in a while, but it's been like finding out that an X Factor winner from 2010 was now working in a Wetherspoons in Grimsby, just putting his lungs on the shelf to instead just microwave scrambled egg pie. Seeing Aouar winding up playing under a French icon like Patrick Vieira would have made some morsel of sense, but agreeing to work under Steve Cooper? Talented coach, yes, but do you think anyone in France knows who he is? Nah, they probably just think he's one of those poor unfortunate souls who once had their face bitten off by a chimp. But this is a sultry, saucy, juicy playmaker who used to court interest from Real Madrid. So to be able to link up with Mourinho, he is going to be the invention, the absolute maverick magic in Roma's midfield. And there's more. Mourinho has got his hands on another Leeds defender. I mean, Diego Llorente is already on an 18-month loan deal. And yeah, I know, Leeds United centre-back doesn't sound too majestic, but how's this then? He's 30 years old, with 10 caps for Spain, was a Real Sociedad star, and he also played for Real Madrid when Mourinho was in charge 10 years ago. Just because you were a Leeds United centre-back doesn't automatically make you a pudding failure. I mean, Rocky Jr. got relegated at Ellen Road in 2004. Yeah, he still won the Champions League with AC Milan and the World Cup with Brazil. Anyway, Rasmus Christensen, a 26-year-old Danish right-wing back, has also joined from Leeds on loan. Honestly, I know that relegation sort of spoils his reputation. I bet like a middle-aged man on a Lonely Hearts website, and his potential date admits to eating puppies every day. But still, Christensen was a star at Ajax and Red Bull Salzburg, two clubs where it is very fashionable to shop at. But wait, there's more! Lads, this is such a scarily good window. But also, Roma have signed Sardar Azmoun on loan too. The Iranian forward doesn't have too much hype right now after failing at Bayer Leverkusen. I realize that 5 goals in 44 games is absolute cat vomit, but he recently scored 62 goals in 104 games for Zenit. He scored 45 goals in 71 games for Iran. He's been nicknamed the Iranian Messi. I remember he was every hipster's fan favorite of the 2018 World Cup. He's an interesting guy. He briefly retired from international duty at 23. His dad is also a famous volleyball coach. He speaks 5 languages fluently, including English. He owns 52 horses, and he's also the president of a women's volleyball team. Hopefully this guy doesn't kiss the captain on the mouth when she wins a championship. Anyway, the main thing is that he's an absolute talent. He was once linked with all of Europe's top clubs, so what an option to stick on that Roma bench. This is the greatest transfer window in Europe. I'm sorry, but there's absolutely no question about that. Roma have dumped their deadwood into a bucket of wet cement, ditching 16 players for 73 million euros. I mean, they managed to shake down Bournemouth for 11 million euros for Justin Kluivert, someone who was born with his daddy's credit card in his mouth. Well, now that's just a metaphor. I hope not literally, because that would have been very painful for his mum. But as they sold Roger Ibanez, a highly rated 24-year-old centre-back, to Al Ahly for 30 million euros, yes, but I'm sorry, they have spent a combined 10 million pounds on Lukaku, Paredes, Sanchez, Aouar, Ndika, Christensen, Llorente, and Azmoun. I mean, maybe not Christensen, but every other single player in that list at one point in their career would have commanded a 50 million pound price tag at least. Roma are 60 million euros in profit this window, and the squad they put together is delicious. Me looking at that squad list, it's probably like a vegan eyeing up a buffet of vegetables. Roma's starting 11 in a 3-5-2. Rui Patricio in nets, Nikola Zalewski at right wing back, a Poland international who's been on Roma's books since 2011 and regarded as one of the best young fullbacks in the world. Then a back three of Gianluca Mancini, Evan Ndika, and Diego Llorente. And Euro 22 monster Leonardo Spinazzola at left wing back. Then a midfield three of Leandro Paredes, Renato Sanchez, and Lorenzo Pellegrini. And then a strike partnership of Romelu Lukaku and Paulo Dybala. 3.5 years ago, if someone had told you that would be a future strike duo at Real Madrid, you wouldn't have blinked an eye. And then look at the strength and depth on the bench. Ex-Manchester United centre-back Chris Smalling waiting in the wings. Ex-Lille Turkish right-wing back superstar Zeni Çelik on the bench, as well as Rasmus Christensen, alongside midfield superstar Brian Cristante. Then the absolute maverick talisman Jose Mourinho pushing for a start, and you've got young homegrown Rome native and mini gladiator in 21-year-old Eduardo Bo, someone who's been at the club since 2012, and who probably has De Rossi posters on his wall. He is hungry and itching to break into the starting 11 on a regular basis. And you've got your touch of ex-AC Milan flair Stefan El Shaarawy, ready to win penalties coming off the bench. Obviously, Sarder as Moon doing the same thing too. And what happens when Tammy Abraham is back from injury? Suddenly, you've got two former Chelsea number 9s in the squad. Don't sleep on Tammy. The guy's got 129 career goals by the age of 25. Considering Lukaku spelled the end of his Chelsea career, then yeah, I don't think these two are going to be sharing a petit falou anytime soon. In fact, when the news broke that Lukaku was coming, Tammy probably started crying into his toast. But still, I still haven't even mentioned Andrea Bellotti, a former Torino goal machine, who netted a perfect 100 Serie A goals for the club. And yes, he had an awful debut year in Rome, looking about as threatening as Batman in a wheelchair. But so far this season, 2 goals in 2 games. Lads, he is in the 100 goal club in Serie A, and he's Roma's 4th choice striker. Oh yeah, and there's still that 24-year-old Norwegian wing wizard Ola Solbakken, who ripped Roma apart for Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. And lads, even Roma's 2nd choice goalkeeper Milas Vilar was spoken about as a world teenage wonder kid when keeping goal for Benfica in the Champions League, becoming the youngest ever goalie in the competition just a month after his 18th birthday. He was the youngest ever goalkeeper to save a penalty in a Champions League match against Manchester United. Lads, even Roma's 2nd choice goalie is a star. This squad is a joke, an absolute joke. They're going to win Serie A. I know they've had a rocky start, but I don't care. Lukaku is going to wolf this league for breakfast once again. He'll score 30 goals, win the Golden Boot. Roma will topple everyone in this division. Jose Mourinho has no excuse now. This is a spectacular, dazzling squad. This strength and depth is out of this world. It's absolute magic. Wow, wow, wow. Anyway, that's the video. Let me know in the comments what do you think, or let me know how are Roma gonna do. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it an extra credit as always. I'll talk to you in a while.